Howdy, bourbon fans, and welcome to another episode of Round the Barrel. Today, JR and I are lucky and blessed enough to be here at Casey Jones Distillery with none other than AJ. So,
Nice to have y'all here.
thank you for having us. We are super jacked about being here. We're actually in the Rick House, which is super cool.
Yes.
The smells are fantastic. Just great setting to sit here and talk about what you guys are doing here. So, AJ, tell us a little bit about the history of Casey Jones and how you guys got started and that kind of thing.
Okay, so it actually started with my grandfather, who was an illegal moonshiner and a still builder in the Land Between the Lakes area,
Okay.
which basically covered a lot of western Kentucky. He was known for his square pot stills, and the federal government, whenever they came in and created Land Between the Lakes and they created a visitor center, they wanted to showcase the history of the moonshining that took place in the area. And so they put a still in, and they named that still as being built by Casey Jones. Well, it wasn't his still. He called it a piece of junk. And he told him to take his name off of it.
Who still was it?
No. It's when they confiscated and it's beat up and all that stuff. And anyway, he said it wasn't his, and he said take his name off of it. And so they came to an agreement that they wanted, because they already had all this stuff done with his name on it and all that stuff. If he would build them a still, they would like to have a still showcase, a nice one to showcase. So that's how Casey built his first ever legal still. It was commissioned by the federal government. As far as I know, the only still ever commissioned by the federal government.
Oh.
And what happened, how we got started from that, over his history, he spent some time in the pen for it a couple of different times before he finally gave it up. But he had a big reputation for steel building. So the way we got started here was Peg, my wife, was on the Board of Regents at Murray State. And so she was traveling back and forth quite often. And she pulled into the visitor center one day, and lo and behold, the still was gone. So she started asking questions about it, and then we went back down and started asking questions, what happened to it. They finally found it in a storage building. It wasn't even secure. It was outside in this building where everybody was in and out all the time. And so we started talking to them, and it took a year, but we got them to give that still back to the family.
Nice.
So I wound up with it, and I want to say, because of what's in my blood, my past history, what's a man going to do when he gets a still?
He's going to start distilling.
He's going to start distilling. And of course, my wife Peg said, if you keep playing around with that, you're going to get us in trouble. And I was at this point where I was just so interested in my past, my grandfather's past, my dad's past, that we decided to get a license to do this as a hobby. And lo and behold, the hobby turned into a career.
Well, see, no one told you no.
No, nobody told us no.
No. So,
nobody told us no.
So, well, it clearly is working out pretty good. And
Yeah.
Obviously, I've had a lot of Casey Jones stuff in my day, and it's great. So you're doing really well.
Well, thank you.
So,
Appreciate it.
what production-wise, what do you guys produce on a typical year?
When we first put these stills in, we were producing really, really strong. We've kind of slowed down a little bit, but our normal production would be 400 to 500 barrels a year.
Okay.
So, but we slowed down some. We don't want to fill the rick house too fast. So we have about
Right.
1,300 barrels in here right now. It holds about 3,400 at the max. Of course, you're always taking some out every year. So.
Well, and smells great. Of course, now you said before we walked in here, you didn't. So I noticed you weren't opening the door right away, and then you told us because you said who gave you the advice to smell in the rick house in the first morning?
So Jimmy Russell, when I first started, I met him at one of the KDA meetings, and I asked him, I said, what kind of advice you got for somebody that just starting up a distillery? And because I knew you've been doing it a long time. Yeah. And he said, I got a good one for you. He said, just pay attention to your nose. He said, when you open up your distillery in the morning, you'll be able to tell everything that's going on in that distillery. You'll know when your mash is ready to cook. You'll know if something's getting off smell to it, He just talked about that quite a bit, and then comes to tasting and everything, which we all know now. You taste, smell before you taste. So it was really good advice, Like you said, but
Well,
he didn't tell me don't do it.
Well, I'm telling you, when you open the door, it smells good in here.
Yeah.
It smells amazing.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, it's a great smell. But the distillery, when we were smaller scale, is the same way.
Right.
And when you're producing, you walk in, the smell of the mash and everything. It's It's really great stuff.
We
yeah.
love that smell.
Yeah.
So what do we have in front of us?
So what you have here is our series for the celebrating the 250th anniversary of the country. We started out earlier this year with Paul Revere. Of course, that's what kicked off the revolution, which started our country. And then we have several pieces of history moments. We have the collection United We Stand, the red, white, and blue. The red's, it's a double barrel cut finished in a wheat barrel. The center bottle, the white label, is the one that the TV show we was on, Authentic America, that we actually filmed that day with the crew on the TV show, and it showed on national TV. And it's a single barrel cut. So this is where I started aging product at. Okay. So when I first started, and I was selling that stuff when it was only 8 months old. That's how fast I couldn't produce it fast enough. And of course, the blue label is the double barrel cut finished in a high rye barrel. Well, so they all have their unique, very unique taste. So you got your bourbons and you got your barrel cuts.
I'm extremely intrigued, and we're glad you filled those barrels because, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to be fortunate enough to start emptying some of those barrels over here. Here in just a minute.
I don't know about emptying them.
Well, I mean, there's.
I'll let you taste some.
We got a few
thirsty.
I think we're really thirsty. Yeah. This water stuff just doesn't work the same.
Yeah.
No, but again, we appreciate that up too. So we get to tell you guys a little bit about our experience and what we're tasting in these bottles. So, guys, obviously it's a great opportunity to very patriotic, as buying all bourbon really is. You talk about the federal government being really involved.
Yeah,
they take a pretty penny too.
All the taxes.
Yes, so it's one of the most patriotic things you can do. I tell people that all the time.
Well, I always tell people I feel like, because my grandfather didn't pay his taxes, my dad didn't pay his taxes.
You're paying the back taxes.
They passed it all back to me, so I get to pay all the taxes they didn't pay. So yeah, the government figured out how to get it some way or another. Yeah, make stuff illegal, and guys are going to want to do it, right?
Yeah. Well, awesome. So we are looking forward to getting some taste. So we're going to kind of make our way over to the barrels, and we're going to taste some
real quick stuff. Selling point. Okay, got to sell stuff too.
Well, yeah.
These groups right here. We're releasing these Monday. We started today a little bit, but the official release is Monday, all week long, 4th of July. If you buy all three, they're normally $89. If you buy all three, they're $76 a piece.
Well, don't tell Dennis Jones that over there. He's already like.
I think we got him hooked already.
I think we do too.
Yeah.
I started to say the last time we were here, we left with a case. So, I think today might be a pretty good profitable day.
He was already rubbing his credit card.
It was warm before we got here. So, anyway, so again, awesome set. It's a beautiful set too, by the way. I like the.
Yeah, the labels are great.
Oh yeah, the labels are really nice. I really like the Delaware one. I think that one's. I think that when I think America, you think about George Washington across the. I think that's just a very symbolically patriotic bottle. So I'm really looking forward to trying.
All named the Brave series because of what everybody did. Took some courage.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So let's go taste some bourbon.
All right.
We're looking at tasting here, and we're fortunate enough that Cody here is joining us as well. Cody, tell us what your role here at the distillery is.
Yeah, Peg, AJ, and I are all the three owners of the distillery. We all sort of work in our kind of own lanes and together. AJ predominantly heads up all of the production tasks, and then Peg is typically in charge of all the administration and tying a lot of loose ends.
And we love her. She's awesome.
And
she's
then,
so sweet.
Yeah, she's great. And then I usually handle marketing and sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sweet, woo, this is nice.
This is really nice.
This has got some heat to it too. I mean, at 106,
it drinks a little hotter than that.
I think there's so too.
Nothing wrong with that either.
No.
This is really good.
So all 6 of these barrels that we have out are really unique. They're all distilled on AJ's handmade square pot still, the 120 gallon that we've since retired. These are all sour mash, and they're part of the new red, white, and blue series that we're launching this weekend. What's really interesting about these is, we've got the red label, which is what we're tasting right now, is that corn and cane 50-50 mix that's aged for a few years in a new heavy char medium toast barrel, just like you would bourbon. but then we've finished that in a really unique 4-grain wheated bourbon cask. And so you're getting those honey notes and that softness that you normally associate with wheaters.
yeah. It's nice. This is very nice.
And that double oaking is really nice.
Yes. This is
that
really,
char
really
really
good.
comes through well and tastes awesome.
So, and you guys, speaking of square pot stills, so if you come to Casey Jones, they have a wonderful selection of shirts. So I get this question a lot because people love my shirt here. This actually came from Casey Jones. This was part of yours. And you do have a hip to be square
Yeah.
shirt down there too.
Yeah.
So,
Peg just did
amongst
a line of
others, there's
those.
lots of
Yeah.
different things down there.
Yeah.
So if you get down to here, that's definitely something else you want to check out. But this bottle's fantastic.
Yeah.
So this is released on Monday?
Yeah, it's actually you can actually purchase it today, but
Well,
the release is Monday, the official release.
So the thing we're doing while we have these barrels out is part of the Red, White, and Booze event is we're doing a first ever public barrel pick. So we have all 6 of these barrels out, and we've got 2 of the reds, 2 of the whites, 2 of the blues. And what we're going to have is we're going to have folks come out Thursday, Friday, Saturday to come and taste from these barrels. And then we'll have a QR code set up for each one of them, and they can add their tasting notes and vote for which of the red they preferred, which of the white they preferred.
how
which of the black.
democratic.
That'll be great.
I mean, that's perfect. I love that idea. I don't think I've ever heard anybody doing that.
So these will end up being the We the People release, the second batch of the Red, White, and Blue series.
Very cool. So this is the weighted one, which and then we've got one more we're going to try.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this
Rye.
one's a rye, correct?
Yes.
That's, yeah. So
Okay.
we're going from the wheat to the rye. Yeah.
So
You jump in
now
there.
this one's not as
Here, hold
hot,
it.
right? 1029,
You hold the cup for him
correct?
or somebody.
It should be right there on the bung. Yeah, 1029. Yep.
1029. Okay.
So this is really kind of the OG double barrel cut.
Okay.
Because when AJ first started second casking, the barrel cut, the corn and cane,
Mhm.
he originally started putting in high rye casks.
Which cup do we want to put this one in? Okay, you got it. I think we should be good. Oh, yeah.
It's
I
really,
love thieving. We should be good there, right? Yep. Cool. All right. Love thieving out of barrels. It's just fun.
All right.
Smells, the experience.
Mhm.
It just feels, like you're in a rick house,
Yeah.
of course, which is great. So, big fan. So, thank you for guys letting us do this. This was awesome.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're talking about this being the customer's choice
Mhm.
for this. We did that also with making mash. A year or so ago, we did the mash maker
Okay.
where all the customers were helping pick the grains. They were grinding them and dumping them into the barrels, and then we took the grain ratio, and that's where we created our mash from. So we have several of those barrels up here that are aging, and they
So I'll
are
definitely
they are
get the
unique,
community involved.
unique. So we're hoping we're going to land on the right.
Well, you have to let us know there's some
Mash
community
bill.
involvement. We'll come up here and get community involved.
For sure.
So we'll have to save Dennis's credit card over there.
Cheers, y'all.
Mm. Rye on the back end for me, like it's good, and the spices are
That
kind
rye
of
cuts
down the
through
center.
really nicely.
Yeah, but smooth. Gosh, this is really smooth. Very, very smooth. Do you have a favorite?
Is this everybody making a vote?
Well, no, I'm just kind of curious. I mean, actually, if you think of the things that you've made, what's been your favorite?
The ones we tasted right here, right now, or just a favorite overall?
Well, favorite's the one in the glass. So
And that, I don't know, it's hard to say. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite? What's your one? There's just so many of them, and it's changing all the time, as we do new releases.
They're
So.
all so unique.
But,
I mean,
I'm going to go back to the barrel cut bourbon
yeah.
okay,
That
that I've
blend.
released in the past. That's
Yeah.
been one of my
I've got a
favorites.
bottle of that on my bar that you
Yeah.
autographed for me the last time I was here.
I can
Yeah, that's,
autograph some more
uh,
bottles for you today.
That
Well,
10th anniversary founders
Yeah.
batch 1 was solid. It was
Yeah.
really, really good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with AJ. So everything takes on its own sort of like life. And, within the mash bills and the different finishes, like we all have a memory of like what the best one was.
Right.
So we just did a high corn bourbon, second finishing in an apricot wine cask. Okay, and you might think it's just going to be stone fruit for days and dry and tart. No, The second batch ended up coming out like this weird mix between French toast and cinnamon toast crunch at the same time.
Oh,
It's
that would be
just
good.
wild, right? It's
Like an
wicked.
Amberana.
Like an Amberana.
Yeah, but none of the medicine-y nonsense that you get from an overcooked Amburana, right? It turned out so perfect and just completely unpredictable. He would have never had posited that it would go that way. And we get gem barrels like that. There was a barrel he did of which is essentially the white label, and did like a 92 entry proof.
Mhm.
And so it actually dropped in proof by the time we bottled. It came out at 90, something like that. I mean, literally, if you had taken a bag of Werther's Originals and turned that into liquid, like that is
what it
what it
was.
tasted like. And it's just a gem, But we run into that from time to time. So
You brought up the Ambriana, so right
Yes.
now that's very popular for us.
I have
And
that
with
bottle
the
too.
barrel cut finish, the barrel cut finish and Ambriana Casta. But you can actually bottle your own straight from the barrel at the distillery.
Oh, that's really cool.
And we also have the Revere single barrel that you can bottle your own at the
So-
distillery. So
Gentlemen, thank you for this day. This has been fun. I'm looking forward to even
Appreciate
more
it.
experiences in the
Thank you.
future.
appreciate you.
hey, thank you.
Guys,
Thank you so much.
from us here at Round the Barrel, this is Casey Jones Distillery. Lots of great reasons to get up here to Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And I said that like I was Tennessee, I guess, Hopkinsville, Kentucky. So lots of great reasons to get up here. These guys are awesome. Great family, great whiskey, great bourbon, great time, great t-shirts. So get up here. And for you guys watching out there, like, subscribe on the videos. Leave us your comments. We love getting comments, obviously. And then we'll see you guys on the next episode.